shall be our test for greatness. How? In the roster of human genius, we will know who to omit and who to name. That conundrum posed by Mr. Will Durant is what we shall attempt to tangle with today as we walk the final mile in determining who will be the last debater standing. Welcome to the debate circle. This is the final motion of the season. I am your host, Stephanie Washira, and the winning motion for today is neocolonialism is the main reason for Africa's continued poverty and underdevelopment. Proposing this motion, we have the good boys from Alliance High School, and opposing this motion, we have Mpesa Foundation Academy. Truly, may the best team win. First proposer, you have 3 minutes.
From the ashes a fire shall be woken. From the shadows a fire shall spring. Renewed shall be the blade that was broken, and the crownless again made king. Only if and when neocolonialism is taken as the main reason for Africa's continued poverty and underdevelopment. This is Thorn Baraza from the Alliance High School. Let's go in. What is neocolonialism? Neocolonialism is the continuation or reimposition of imperialist rule by a stable country over another one that is normally independent. Moral terms, or rather simpler terms, present-day colonialism. Poverty is a state of not having enough incentives to meet your needs and the lack of ways to create more. Underdevelopment is the low level of improvement of life standards and means of production characterized by low per capita income, widespread poverty, and underutilization of resources. Therefore, we are looking at neocolonialism as the monster here. We are not trying to solve the monster, or rather not trying to kill the monster by becoming one, but we're looking at how exactly it hampers what we need to focus on. Therefore, I am a toxic lover. I will be with you. I will leave you. But I will spray my perfume on your pillows. Therefore, every single time you go to bed, you would always think of me. Do not believe me. I am not a good person. That is exactly what a stronger country tells you. Because yes, you have resources, but we don't need them. But they won't be important up until you need to call us back. Because as a toxic lover, what I give you is something you won't get from anyone else. And you would always be at my beck and call when I pick up the phone. Therefore, colonialism was a backdoor that created monocultural economies. And in this case, monocultural economies are economies mainly dependent on a single product or resource for economic growth and development. For example, copper in Zambia. For example, cocoa in Ghana. For example, agricultural products in Kenya. For example, minerals in DRC Congo. Therefore, in this case, we cannot develop this. We cannot utilize these resources. We cannot process them up until this other country comes to play. Because we have tea here, right in Limuru. But it isn't tea as we see it. We have to take it to Britain, and we'll have that random person asking you, can I have a tea? Can I have a biscuit with my tea, please? Holding the cup like this, making sure you are taking it as the queen would. And now it is rebranded and sold back to you as a packet. Mango tea, rose tea, love tea. Where is the positivity in this, though? Neocolonialism hinders the budgeting process of African countries because we have to think about, okay, this country has given me a debt, and in so doing, I have a large project that I can only fund using this debt. Therefore, I have to think about paying the debt, paying the interest, and making sure this project goes on in line with what they are saying. And so, if we are having something hindering our budgeting process, if we have monocultural economies, if we cannot industrialize as a continent, as Africa, are we ready to celebrate neocolonialism? And in this case, in as much as you're going to hear other reasons, and I mean, that's why you're here, you're going to give us other reasons, let us remember that neocolonialism is the main hindrance. It's the main monster. Deal with the monster first. The others will always come later. Thank you very much.
Pastor Boroza, you have 3 minutes to make your submissions.
Neocolonialism is the main reason for Africa's continued poverty and underdevelopment. Ladies and gentlemen, do you think it really is? I would like to start by first defining the motions and defining the words in the motion. And I would like to start by defining the word neocolonialism. It is an agreement between countries that share colonial histories. Main, chief in size or importance, continued without a break in continuity or ongoing. Poverty, the state of being extremely poor. Underdevelopment, low levels of development characterized by low real per capita income, widespread poverty, low level of literacy, low life expectancy, and underutilization of resources, etc. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take you to the GDP of South Africa and the GDP of Ethiopia. Ethiopia is one of the African countries that were not colonized. And South Africa is a country in Africa that was colonized by Britain. The GDP of South Africa is 419.9 billion. How did this come to be? They are collaborating with their colonial masters, which is Britain. Ladies and gentlemen, Ethiopia does not have any colonial master, and yet its GDP is 111.3 billion US dollars. The poverty levels are high. So are you still going to tell me that neocolonialism is the cause for continued poverty and underdevelopment in Africa? That does not make sense. Ladies and gentlemen, if not neocolonialism, what is? It is bad leadership. I would like to take you back to Kwame Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah did not like this neocolonialism, and he defined it as the last stage of imperialism. Ladies and gentlemen, what is imperialism? This is the extension of a country's power and influence through colonization, use of military force or other means. The same Kwame Nkrumah was impeached by his army because of poor leadership in his country. He failed. Ladies and gentlemen, the problem is bad leadership. Stop blaming it on neocolonialism, because it is not neocolonialism that is the problem here. Neocolonialism does not only mean that. We need collaboration. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not self-dependent. We need these countries to give us knowledge on how the technology works. We need these countries to help us grow up to where we are. We need knowledge from them. So neocolonialism is not the main problem, and it is not the main reason for Africa's continued poverty and underdevelopment. Bad leadership is. I would like to take you to DRC. DRC has a lot of minerals and resources, but why isn't it able to mobilize these minerals? Because of corruption and bad leadership. I hope I have just shown you how much bad leadership is the problem in Africa and not neocolonialism. You will be very ignorant not to see my points. Thank you.
Second proposal, you have 3 minutes to rebuttal.
Think for a moment what happened to Winston Smith, the leading character in the book 1984. Though I'll hardly call him a hero. Halfway through the book, he believes that the human heart is impregnable, that no one can make you believe anything. He believes that anyone apart from anyone who leads you cannot take you anywhere because you, as a man, as a person, maintain your solidarity. At the end of the book, after O'Brien's very persuasive tortures in the room 101, this man is able now to comprehend and believe that 2 + 2 = 5. Winston now becomes a walking shadow, and the sound and fury of his revolution ends not in the bang of change, but in a complete whisper of acquiescence. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me, Telvin Gishuki, to propose this motion. First of all, the first opposer came and told us that neocolonialism, hear this funny line, is an agreement between a country and its colonizer. Raise your hand if you would agree with your colonizer to colonize you again. 1, 2, 0. The actual definition of neocolonialism is indirect control and manipulation. Indirect control and manipulation. You want to tell me 500 technocrats, 1,000 technocrats, millions of technocrats will enter into an agreement to be colonized willingly? Second, she gives us the example of Egypt, and she tells us about responsible leaders. What about one of our own, Muhammad Gaddafi, who tried to promote Pan-Africanism and was killed in 2011 by the European influence because he was trying to fight for a good cause. She comes here and gives us Egypt. Ethiopia, actually. She says Ethiopia was colonized, but it also has a poor GDP. Let me give you Algeria, colonized, GDP on 175.72. Angola, colonized, GDP of 49.54. Benin, colonized, a GDP of 155.67. She gives you 1, I give you 3. Should I add more? Let me go on to Malawi, colonized, and the weakest GDP this continent has ever seen. Not only the continent, except 5 other countries, it has the weakest GDP the world has ever seen. She gives you 1, I give you many. Let me go to her other point of argument. Actually, I think they're done, aren't they? Because if I decide to go to responsible leadership, as she gave an example of Kwame Nkrumah, Kwame Nkrumah, as a matter of fact, was imprisoned for fighting for his country. He was imprisoned because he gave us what we actually needed as a country and as a continent. What we wanted them to say, and actually the main clash of this debate is, though they tell us that neocolonialism is not the main reason for underdevelopment. They need to tell us that other reasons contribute more significantly than neocolonialism. But from my examples, neocolonialism outweighs each and every factor that the first opposer gave: left, right, center. The question is, will you follow them back, and is there more backer? Don't back them, actually. Thank you.
Second opposer, you have 3 minutes for your rebuttals.
It intrigues me that you used the word independence in your definition of neocolonialism. Now, what does independence mean? Independence means a right to say yes or no. A right to accept if you want or to say no if you do not want. You gave us 5 or whatever examples, but let's look at which is the only country in Africa that can actually be considered a second world country. South Africa, which still has relationship with its colonial masters. But the countries you're giving us, you don't even have any evidence that it's neocolonialism that's leading to their poverty. Gaddafi was impeached because he was a dictator, because he was a bad leader. And still, bad leadership remains the main cause and the main reason for Africa's continued poverty and underdevelopment. We all know of the corruption in Kenya. We all know how many billions of money we lose daily. We know of how this money ends up in people's pockets instead of developing our own country. It's these same leaders who sign agreements and treaties to allow other countries to operate and work in our country. It's the leaders who sign these things. It's the leaders who allow for us to import tea when we exported the same tea to these countries. Why should we import things we have? Why? And if we don't allow these things into our borders, then they can't get in the first place. So why are we blaming neocolonialism when we have the right to say no? That's what it means to be independent. It means I can refuse to import goods if I do not want them, if I already have them in my country. Neocolonialism is acting as a thing we can point our fingers to when we try and overlook the actual problem, which is bad leadership. Public funds are being misused. We're still taking bribes and taking fines into people's pockets instead of using these monies to develop our country. But these companies, the transnational companies that we call in the name of neocolonialism, we're the ones who allow them into our country. But you know what? They're actually good because they provide job opportunities, they provide employment, they actually build infrastructures for us sometimes. But we don't want to see that part of the equations. We just want to blame them and say we should no longer have collaboration with our former colonialists because it's bad for our nations. Above all else, bad leadership stands as the main reason for Africa's continued poverty and underdevelopment. Neocolonialism cannot cover it. And the fact that we're independent means we have a right to say no or yes to what we want and what we do not want. Being independent on itself continues to disagree with this motion that neocolonialism is the main reason for Africa's continued poverty and underdevelopment. It's bad leadership. We have a choice to say yes or no to what we do not want. Thanks.
Hard proposer, you have 3 minutes to make your case.
Mommy, I want to adopt a lion kitty. Anita, what is wrong with you? How the heck am I going to do this, Mom? I really want it. How are you supposed to have a lion for your pet? How are you supposed to pet your oppressors in same line by saying that neocolonialism is actually for your good? You cannot tame a lion and say you have rights. The lion will roar and the lion will break you into pieces. What we advance as the proposition is that neocolonialism is the main reason for Africa's continued poverty and underdevelopment. So you cannot tame the lion assuming that it is the kitty. Now, what neocolonialism does to us is traps us in an endless cycle. It leads us into an infinite loop that we're not able to get out of. And so the origin of neocolonialism is quite informative to us in regards to what it really means. One of the major clashes I believe we've had in this debate is the definition of neocolonialism. Now, neocolonialism is the continuation or reimposition of imperialistic rule by a state over another nominally independent state. Back in the days, we used to be chained. These days, they use blockchains. They use our minds to deceive us into believing that we have the independence that we so conceive of or think of. What neocolonialism does to us is hindering our, it hinders our budgeting process in regards to African countries. Because whenever I put in my budget, I have to think about the billions of dollars I owe to the neocolonialists. How am I supposed to improve in poverty or underdevelopment and actually become a state that is able to handle this if constantly in my mind I'm thinking about how to pay the debt? You asked a question that good leaders should develop our own African countries. But what happens when this system is rigged against us? Muhammad Gaddafi pops up and he's literally slain. We have other instances. For instance, Thomas from, I've forgotten the country, but Thomas, he was also killed in regards to advancing neocolonialism. Now, if our leaders are being killed when they actually do the right thing, then does that influence us to have good leaders in our society? You talked about bad leadership being an issue. How are we supposed to have good leadership if our leaders are the ones being killed? We are not self-reliant, that's what you said. But what we are trying to propose to you is neocolonialism is the main reason for Africa's continued poverty and underdevelopment. Therefore, you went out of context in that. And in regards to every single point that you have highlighted to us, we believe that neocolonialism is that loop that brings us into such a system that does not have any benefit to us as Africa. We have talked about promoting monocultural economies, talking about discouraging industrialization, talking about imbalance of trade and discouraging innovation among African countries. People, neocolonialism cannot be for our benefit. Therefore, do not put a lion within your house unless you want to get killed. Thank you.
Prado Koza, you have 3 minutes to answer your question.
Mommy, I want to adopt a lion pet. Don't. It's dangerous. You have the choice to say no. It is that simple. Ladies and gentlemen, he has given us 5 examples. But within those examples, we have not seen anywhere where they have partnerships with their colonial master, null and void. It is not a debate of good English, it's a debate of conviction and facts. Give us facts. Ladies and gentlemen, colonial powers propagate bad leadership. That is the main root of the question I got from Alliance Boys. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to mention the fact that human beings are rational beings. You have a prefrontal cortex. You can decide, I want to emulate this, I don't want to emulate this. No one forces you. So you cannot say that colonial powers have forced you to actually emulate bad leadership. That is not logical in its sense. I want you to think of Habyarimana, the leader during the Rwandan genocide, and how the Western powers were actually able to maintain control over Rwanda by forcing him to make peace with the RPF. This is a course that could have led to the saving of so many lives that were lost had it gone through. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you say that our interaction with the former colonial powers, that is, has not led to development, then there is a missing link somewhere. Ladies and gentlemen, I would also like to reiterate on the fact that we say neocolonialism is an agreement, because in fact, it is an agreement. What do you call me writing a treaty to you and you put your signature there and I also put my signature there? If it's not agreement, then I do not fathom the meaning of agreement. So we put our signature on these agreements. They don't force you to take loans. Kenya, good boys, please take this loan. I know you can pay it. No, they don't. It is our leaders who say we want to take these loans, and we, the people, actually suffer because we have to pay more taxes. So it is bad leadership, ladies and gentlemen. The proposition side has talked about the budgeting process. Ladies and gentlemen, we are independent states. How did we get to these debts? We signed, I want 50 million from the United States, and they gave it to me. So pay your debts. Pay your debts, because it is bad leadership that is rocking you. It's not neocolonialism. Mark you. Ladies and gentlemen, also allow me to reiterate on the fact that South Africa, countries which have actually utilized these debts well, they know what they want in their agreements. South Africa has signed with Britain, its former colonial masters, and this economic partnership actually allows South Africa to keep trading into the United Kingdom without tariffs, without debts. If that is not development, then I do not know the meaning of development. Development is wide, ladies and gentlemen. We have social development measured by the HDI. If you go into Google any day, any time, and you actually search HDI, you will get literacy levels. Britain is actually sponsoring most of children in Mauritius. If you look at Mauritius, you will find out that it has the highest social development in Africa, with the literacy levels at 93.16, and the education system is actually Britain's system. Britain is actually funding Mauritius. So if that is not development, then ladies and gentlemen, let us consider what we mean by development. I rest my case.
Proposition, you have 1 minute for closing submissions.
Mauritius, low GDP, sponsored by the British. Lies. Agreement, Lewanika of the Lozi signed the treaty, lost his colony. Lies. Remember, I am a lion, and a lion does not negotiate with sheep. I will kill you, and I will eat you raw. And this is exactly what I am doing as a neo-colonialist country. And therefore, there is no way I am going to stand here and accept and listen to people justifying neocolonialism, because you have to realize that the wind of change blowing through Africa is a raging hurricane. The great millions of Africa have grown impatient of being hewers of wood and drawers of water, and we are now rebelling against the false belief that Providence created some to be menials of others. Hence, this is colonial emancipation. This is continuing revolution. This is liberation from colonial rule, before and now, and resisting from imperialist exploitation. And thus, we face neither east nor west. We face forward. And as I can see, we don't have neocolonialism. And I see no poverty. I see development. Open your eyes. Thank you.
Opposition, you have 1 minute for closing submission.
Liars, they said. Prove us liars. And I want to specifically mention that I said social development measured by the HDI. The GDP is actually used to measure economic development. But I'm sure it was confusion anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, Mauritius literacy levels, 93.16. Do your mathematics. How many points, what percentage shy from 100%? If that is not development, we do not understand the meaning of development. Ladies and gentlemen, they are toxic lovers. We
I do not deny that they are toxic lovers. But before you come to my bed, sweetheart, I have to consent. That is the agreement we are talking about. Look at the creme de la creme. Nigeria, highest GDP, still benefits from its agreement with Britain. I could go on and mention more countries that are still doing trade agreements with their colonial masters, but case for another time. Ladies and gentlemen, he called Africa sheep. A sheep is submissive. A sheep... Do you have, okay, literature lesson, symbolism? We are not sheep, we are independent. I rest my case. We signed the agreements, so we should be subjected to them. Thank you.
Mpesa Foundation, an excellent start. Your passion is what actually sets you apart. Winnie came in with very relevant claims and examples. I liked I could relate to the South Africa example and all that. And your submissions, you poked holes to Telvin's comments very well. Then come in Victory, and it's a bang. It's a hard ending. You hit it hard, and it was really excellent. Your rebuttal, even how you started off, mimicking what Leonard had, that was very well researched. Your points were hitting home very well. Excellent to both teams. You did very well.
Alliance, my goodness, first speaker, Baraza, well done. I think this is amazing. You start your team very well. I like the poses, how you deliver, that's amazing. Telvin as well, one word, well done. You've improved big time. Leonard as well, well done. I like those analogies. I mean, the things you're doing here have great improvement. The only thing I have to tell you for Leonard, they didn't go wrong by choosing to give us an alternative, all right? They can choose to take this motion to whichever direction, all right? In fact, I must say you are safe. Why? Because they decided not to stick to one end. If they did that, it would have been something else on your end, all right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. We have come to the end of this debate. What an amazing day and season it has been. So very quickly, because of time, I want to request my colleague judge as well, Judge Lois, to kindly come to say one word, then we announce the results and give their words and go. Is that okay?
Wow, what a day. I don't think this was just, passing time. I'm sure you've learned something from this whole engagement and this whole exercise. For me, what I have observed is a desire and a willingness to improve from one debate to the other. All teams were well prepared, all teams were anticipating to win, all teams were enthusiastic about the subject, and to that I say thank you to all of you.
I want to request all the patrons to kindly join me on stage for this session. Debaters, feel free, it's okay, we want you to breathe. Now, from the judges' table, we were impressed by certain speakers. One of them is Fon Barasa. Oh, you're here, right? A round of applause to him as a male speaker. The other one as well, Telvin came very close as well. A round of applause to him as well. But the best male speaker, I don't know whether he's present, came from a gentleman by the name Hamza Hussein. Is he there? Hamza, please come. There you go. So I know I didn't prepare a bill for all this, but please, Hamza, if you could step right here. I want to request Judge Lois to kindly come and award you with that medal. Makofi tafadhali as he gets medal up. Just put him up. There you go. There you go. A round of applause one more time for the best male debater. Now, we shall be sending his certificate of recognition to your institution. It will be getting to you on Monday, all right? Now, I want you to see Bill right away. Maybe he has something else. Go to Bill right away. Now, for the ladies in the house as well, we had two that came very close. One of them that was so close, was the third speaker in the team at Mary Leakey. And I must confess, this was quite hard. We were tracing the name and time was not on our end. What was her name? The lady brown in specs. Magnet. Oh, Margaret. Where are you, Margaret? A round of applause to her. First of all, appreciate her. That was very close. But this one was, without a doubt, the winner of the best female debater. And this one goes to Victory Award. Where is she? Oh, right here. Please be as well awarded a medal. Right there. There's a medal there. Makofi tafadhali. There you go. Please go shake the hand of Bill as well. There's something as well too he wants to give to you. And then come back to your seat without a medal, because there could be other medals coming your way. There you have it. So now it's time for the results. Are you ready? Please put your hands together nicely for this cause. With a difference of 2%, which was well done. These teams have done very well. But the winners for this season on the debate circle goes to the Alliance Boys. A round of applause to them with 75%. Yeah, please appreciate them one more time with a round of applause. Well done, gentlemen. And of course, let's also appreciate Mpesa Academy with 73%. A round of applause to them as well. Very worthy opponents. So I want to request that we start with the winning team, right? The winning team, please, the boys, please come forward. To really appreciate you for this. So we're going to start with the medals, right? And I want to request some of the patrons as well to help us in doing this. Let me start with a lady there. Please come. You'll help us give the medals as an appreciation for the good job well done. As they get medaled up, please appreciate them with a clap. Makofi tafadhali. Well done, gentlemen. There you have it. And this one has to be awarded by a judge. Please, kindly, the patron as well gets a medal. There's something else for the patron as well. Beautiful as well. Karibu sana. There you have it. Gentlemen, you just don't go that way. We have gift hampers right there. So kindly let them be handed over with the gift hampers before the trophy. Gift hampers, please come your way. I want to request one of the judges as well. Please kindly come and assist Moi Forces. Yeah, please, it will be very nice. Yeah, come this side. Help us give this amazing gift hampers. I know there's a lot of Manukato. So if you have a sister as well, some of them that belongs to them, you can help them out. So that's part of the gift hampers today. Makofi tafadhali as they receive as well. Just a handshake and give it to them. That gift hamper being given right away. Not only that, we didn't have your shoe sizes. So we'll have to send your shoe sizes to Bata, because each of you gets a nice pair of new shoes, so that now these ones can go and rest for the good job well done. We also have another gift hamper courtesy of Melvin's Tea. I think the gifts were here as well. I don't know, I think they were at the back there. And then we also have some as well from Longhorn. Can they come down, please? All those gift hampers, bring them. We have to award them. There you have it. And as they get them all, please don't get tired. Makofi tafadhali. It's for them. Yeah, the Melvin's ones are here as well. Now I request another patron. Please. Who's going to come? Please come. Yeah, I know. Your hands are going to get filled up, is it? Yeah. That's very important and very good as well, courtesy of Melvin's. You also get a free visit as Alliance and your entire club to come to the Nairobi Securities Exchange for a free training and tour of the Nairobi Securities Exchange. A round of applause to them. Makofi sana. Congratulations. And the final thing to give you, and I don't know how you receive this. Guys, I want you to kindly help them as they receive the trophy. A round of applause to the winners of this season's Nationals at the Debate Circle. Makofi tafadhali. Judge, please join in for this photo. We have to be in the photo as evidence. I don't know how you're going to hold this. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Let's take that photo. Let's look at the photographer with a smile. I don't know how. Yeah, there you go. Now, at this moment, please put your hands together for Mpesa Academy. Please come as well. We want to award you. Yes, come. I know. It was a good fight. You guys had to fight a lot. And we want to request the medals to kindly come through. This time round, can I have another volunteer patron apart from the one from Mpesa? There you go. Please come and award them with medals. Those medals are stuck. Are they okay? Excellent. A round of applause as they get medal, Dr. Fadali. Thank you so much. Don't get tired of giving out the medals. Good job, well done. Makofi tafadhali. Where is the patron as well? There was a medal for the patron as well. Please be there as well. Hey! Allah? Okay. Patron has my fans here. Well done. We also have for the students gift hampers courtesy of Longhorn Publishers and St. Paul's as well. So let them have them as well. We also have gift hampers for them as well. Please, three. Taichu, please, if you could pass the gift hampers as well. Can I have another volunteer patron? Yeah, please come as well and help us give the gift hampers. It is very important as well that we have that. There you go. Makofi tafadhali as they get this as well. Please put your hands together for the trophy session now. Makofi tafadhali. There you go. That's yours. And I want to request, please kindly come join for this amazing session and photo. Excellent. Definitely from this course, we have a number 3 in the house. It is Moi Forces Academy. Please let the team come. Yes, Moi Forces had 70%. The debaters, please come forward. Please come forward very fast. May I have another patron who, please come help me as well award the boys with a bit of the green medals. Thank you so much for the amazing work. Makofi tafadhali to the gentlemen as they receive that. Thank you so much. Beautiful. And as well, you will also get another amazing gift hamper courtesy of Line Plast. So please come. Patron as well. Hey, yeah, it's important. It is important as well. Please be crowned nicely. Well done. And we have gift hampers as well. Please bring them forward. Yeah. These ones, the judge can help award as well. Yeah, serious ones. Congratulations. Well done. Yes, and we have your trophy as well. May I have the honors of presenting the second runners-up. A round of applause to the number 3 in the debate circle region. Let's join them for a photo as we do this. Makofi tafadhali. Hey. Excellent. Now, just before you leave the stage, I forgot to mention this, that the patron for this institution as well, the patrons, have some cash award to go and share of 10,000 shillings. Makofi tafadhali to them. The number 2 school as well have something to take home, and the patron as well will have a whopping 20,000 shillings as well for himself. Makofi tafadhali. And the win is cool. Yeah. There you have it. A whopping 30,000 shillings as well for the winner. Congratulations, sir. We appreciate you for that. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Before you leave, Stephanie needs to close from right here. Stephanie, please come and close.
A round of applause for the winning teams. All truly is well that ends well. That brings us to the close of this season of high school debates here at the Debate Circle. We have always promised to bring you the best of high school debates, and we have delivered for this season. We hope to see you, the viewer, and you, the schools, in the next season. But as usual, from us here at the Debate Circle, it is goodbye. I have been your host, Stephanie Washera, and we shall see you the next time.